house of Beso, and I make wedding pouches. Wedding pouches I make are for Jewish weddings, at the part at the end of the wedding where the groom stomps on a glass and it breaks and everybody shouts Mazel Tov. These are the bags that you put the glass into, and this is what I do. I sell them on Etsy. I'd like to introduce myself and show you some of the pouches I've made. Let's take a look. These are the pouches that I currently have on my Etsy shop. I like to hang them all up so I can see which ones I have available. If I'm noticing that I need to make some more of a certain kind, this kind of gives me a nice quick visual. Let me show you a close-up of some of my absolute favorites. Okay, so let me show you first probably the most popular type of pouch that I make and sell is anything with the chantilly lace. These three that I have here, there's 1, 2, 3, they all have the same lace, and I think they all have the same background, but they're a little bit different sizes and different designs. So this first one just has a little cute bow with a little picot edge. I always use, or as much as I can, I use double-faced satin ribbon so it's a little bit nicer on both sides. If you don't like bows, then I also like to do a lot of knots just to give it a different look. I also want to point out one thing that's different. So sometimes on these pouches with the chantilly, you'll get the little scalloped edge, but if there's a piece of lace that doesn't have the scallop edge, I still like to include that. Then, some of the pouches, I like to use these little rhinestone ribbon buckles. And this is a really cool ribbon that I found. It's just kind of a glittery ivory color, but it goes really well with this really bright white chantilly lace. And again, you can see the little scalloped edge on the bottom. This next pouch I just adore. It's the same rich, thick, white Duchess satin as the chantilly lace, but this one I overlaid it with a little bit more modern sash. It's a sheer organza. It's almost like a silvery organza, but it's embroidered with this beautiful silver thread with silver sequins and little clear seed beads. It just adds such a beautiful little touch of glamour and elegance, I think. The other thing I like about it is that I left the sash edge raw. I don't know if you can kind of see it there on the edge, but I like the way it combines with almost this elegant, glamorous look with the kind of almost rustic look of the raw edge. This guy is one of my showstoppers that I just love, love, love. This is probably the most expensive pouch that I have. And it's also one of the most detailed. It's got this beautiful scalloped edge with clear sequins, so it gives a little bit of sparkle and shine without a whole lot of glitz. And you can see it's kind of also these little opalescent beads too that kind of go along with it. And it's this embroidered tulle, I would call it, with this really pretty kind of paisley-ish design. It looks kind of like little leaves and flowers and things. It's just so pretty. But what makes this pouch so special, and if I pull out, you can see how big it is compared to these others, is because I couldn't bear to cut off any more of this beautiful satin and the beautiful scroll here at the bottom. But this is actually not made of satin, I just misspoke. This is made out of 100% pure silk. So it's just really sparkly and beautiful and just gorgeous. It's almost too pretty to stomp on, but that's what they're for. Finally, these last two I wanted to show you again is this chantilly lace. You can tell it's a different pattern as this other one. This one's a little bit more ivory, and it's a little bit bigger. The flowers are a bit bigger. But this is a kind of a robin's egg blue, topped with this ivory chantilly lace. And then this ribbon that I have here on this little knot, this is 100% silk, kind of raw silk look. So again, it's that combination of slightly rough, slightly rustic with this really beautiful bright blue color. And the last one I wanted to show you today is, again, another raw silk. This is 100% silk. This pouch is completely lined. Some of the pouches, just based on the fabric, you don't need to line them, but this one I did need to line because the raw silk is a little bit thin. So then I made this little band here in, again, double-edged satin with the little ribbon bow, and then I put a little ribbon buckle. It's really gorgeous. It's like rectangular, really tiny rhinestones set in gold. I just think it's so stunning and fancy. So those are just a few of the pouches that I have for sale on my Etsy shop. Please check it out. It's called House of Beso 1. And the reason why it's called House of Beso 1 is because when I first made my first shop, it was House of Beso, and then I forgot the password completely, so I had to go and remake the shop and call it House of Beso 1. Anyway, it's still me. Both of them are me. And I'm located in Portland, Oregon. The other reason I decided to call it House of Beso is it's named after my cat. My cat Beso, which means kiss in Spanish, is 13 years old, and I'll show you a picture of her in just a moment. But I also wanted to make a little fun of those pretentious fashion houses that call themselves a House of Dior or House of Darion or whatever. So I'm the House of Beso. Here's a fabulous Beso. You can see she doesn't really like to be held, but she puts up with it. Oh, the sweet girl. Now, how could I not name it after her? She's just so wonderful. Oh. Anyway, thanks for listening and watching, and I will be showing you videos later of more pouches to come. Check out my shop, Etsy.com, and the store name again is House of Beso 1. Oh, bye. Mazel tov.